What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Real Housewives of Potomac star Candiace Dillard Bassett is yet again proving why people don't really sympathize with her for getting her wig pulled by Monique Samuels. You know, ever since Candiace joined the show, she has been a terror on the internet. She said a lot of really cruel, vile things. We already know all the slurs she was calling Ashley as she was giving birth. Honestly, I'm feeling like this even saying it because it's just so disturbing. We know that she called people's children ugly on Twitter. She tells people to die all the time. Like, she is just not a good person. As Sunday night's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac was playing, Candiace tweeted about Monique in very racially coded language, and of course, her vitriol was dripping in elitism as well. Her first tweet read, and I quote, "I made it legal because like they do in the zoo, you made it violent, but keep gaslighting. It's what we expect from your kind." Honestly, if Candiace were any race but black, we would all be calling this tweet exactly what it is. It's racist. She's comparing another woman to an animal, especially a black woman to an animal in the zoo, and then she calls her your kind. Like, on what planet is that acceptable? A Bravo fan Twitter account said exactly that. You know, they quoted the tweet and added, "Referencing another woman of color as being in the zoo is so vile." A very simple and very true statement. But in true Candiace fashion, she couldn't have just ignored it if she didn't agree with it. She had to go and wish for this person to go to hell. And to go to hell, what do you got to do? You got to die to get there. She already has one blogger that she wished to die, and what happened to him? He passed away, unfortunately. But no, she hasn't learned her lesson about it. She has to always take a little thing like this and retaliate with a nuke. She responded with, "Your existence is so vile. When you get to hell, enjoy explaining how harassing a black woman ad nauseum on Twitter for no reason at all doesn't qualify you to burn in hell." The other user responded with, "So, threaten my existence and then sentence me to hell? How do you not stay sued? Speaking of, let me just find my lawyer right quick." And then Candiace at this point now calls this person an animal. She calls this person a rat when she says, "Street rats can't afford lawyers. Make sure you tell them you're a fan." The fact that this woman on Bravo, who's already gotten in trouble for her homophobic tweets, for wishing death on someone, etc., hasn't yet learned to step away from the reply button at her age is beyond me. And also, like, the fact that she acts as though everyone who watches this show is poor just because we're not on television, it's just so freaking juvenile and ridiculous and elitist, because now at that point, you know, according to Candiace, if you're poor, then you're a street rat. Why is that? This is why I personally don't understand why people take up for Candiace, because she looks at everybody who's not on television as some kind of an animal. She's constantly calling people rats, rodents, roaches. She's telling people to go die, go to hell, etc., etc. So how do you support someone like this? She is just fundamentally, in my opinion, not a good person. And her also calling Monique your kind and things like that just rubs me incredibly wrong. I just see so much elitism. I see so much internalized racism within this woman, and I really genuinely hope she seeks help for all of the hatred that she's harboring in her heart. You know, in the season of the show, she actually kind of hinted at it. You know, she's like, you know, I'm just carrying so much and I do want to seek therapy for that before I get into having children. And I hope that that is something that she genuinely means, because just based off the way she is so quick to attack, she goes so low and she just looks at people as if they're all pieces of shit. You need help for that. You really do. At her age, you need help for that. I don't think that that is something that she can overcome on her own. I think that's something that is just so deeply ingrained in her. And who is Candiace anyway to tell people what they can and can't afford? She, as a very married 30-something-year-old woman with her very married 30-something-year-old husband who's got all these kids, had to split rent on a townhouse 3 ways with her mom. You know, like, what do you mean I can and can't afford X, Y, or Z? Sis, you just got your first house after living in your mom's house all this time with your whole ass husband, a husband that you and your mom claimed came from a prominent family, and a husband who allegedly doesn't even have a relationship with some of his kids or isn't paying child support or something like that he mentioned a couple of seasons past. Why don't you focus on everything going on in your neck of the woods before coming for other people? You don't need to be on television to have money, and not having money doesn't make you a street rat, a roach, or anything like that. It is just so disgusting to look at people in that manner anyway. Just to give you a little bit of an idea about some of the tweets that Candiace was sending in the past, here are some that I managed to pull up from allaboutthetea.com. Remember, someone gently just told her, God, I hope it's your last season. She could have ignored that. Like, you get messages like that. I get messages like that all the time, and I just ignore it. But she responds with, and I hope you find the rest of your chin. Why would you attack someone's appearance? That just has nothing to do with what this person said. It's so mean, it's so unnecessary, and it's just wrong. That person actually just responded back to her by saying, wow, you hope I find the rest of my chin? I think your forehead might have eaten it, which was also wrong. She should not have attacked Candiace's appearance, but Candiace threw the first bomb here by going after this person's look for literally no reason. And then, you know, what does Candiace do instead of just leaving it alone at this point? She goes, you know what? Let me bring an infant into it. This user was holding a baby in his hand. And so what does Candiace say? She says, ha, no, you chinless rag. That Chucky doll you're holding ate it. You tried it if you thought you mattered enough to carry on with me. The lowest of the low. This is why I personally do not feel bad for supporting Monique against Candiace. You know, yeah, physical violence is wrong, but Candiace is verbally violent. She will always ask people to, like, you know, do you want to drag me? Do you want to drag me? Well, don't be surprised when you get dragged, sis. And also, don't be surprised when people don't feel bad for you when you have a long history. Those last tweets I read were from 2018. She's been doing this since even before that, actually, you know, for at least 3 years now, just going as low as possible with people, calling everyone roaches, you people, you're kind, you're all broke, etc., etc. This is why no one feels bad for you. You don't think anything of us, so why should we think anything of you? Is kind of what I feel like when it comes to Candiace. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. As usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions about Candiace still being out here calling people street rats, your kind, your people, zoo animals, you name it. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.